The last 20 years has seen a seismic shift in the energy sector, and during that time we've seen the rise in both investment and innovation in renewable energy. What we haven't seen a rise in is investment and innovation in the grids. Elena, you as Chief Executive of Iberdrola Networks must think we're now perhaps in a moment of urgency in terms of networks. Would that be right? Would that be fair to say?
That would be right, yeah. The energy transition has been a path throughout all these years. I believe the first debate was about renewables. Now that we've overcome that debate and everybody agrees on the cheaper energy now, we are seeing that we have queues of renewables waiting for getting connection. We have curtailments of renewable production that cannot get into the customers. We see grid congestions, we all see that. And that's because grids have become the bottleneck or maybe the weaker link of the energy transition. So now I think it's networks time, and we need to realize how important that we were the silent giant of the energy transition, and now we are acknowledging we are at the very core of the energy transition, and nothing will happen if it doesn't go through the electricity grids.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that bottleneck, as you called it, has built up over a period of time. So how much time is going to be needed to unblock that bottleneck? It's presumably not a quick fix.
Yeah, it will take a while. The backlog is huge. I believe during the last years, the investments in renewable has increased a lot. However, the grid's investments have been stuck, almost flat. So there's in the recent report from the International Energy Agency, what they were saying is that we need to go for a ratio that is 1-to-1. So every euro, pound, dollar invested in renewables should have another euro, dollar, or pound invested in grids, right? So for the last year, we're going for a ratio that is lower than 1 to 0.5. So we're investing more than double in renewables than in grids, and that's why we're seeing all these, let's say, phenomenon that the bottleneck of the grids is there. So the agency foresees that if we are around 400 or 400 something billion euros investment in grids for each year, we should double by 2030 up to 600 and double again by 2050 to reach an average in that decade for 80 billion euros every year. So, I mean, it's a colossal challenge that we have in front of us.
It's a colossal challenge, and they're colossal amounts of money.
Yeah.
So, how are you going to unlock that money? I say, how are you? Not you as Iberdrola, but presumably you will do your bit. But what's it going to take collectively, and who is it going to take some action from to open that enormous war chest of money?
Well, it's a combined number of actions. First, we need technology, of course. Truth is that the grids must go through a very sound transformation of all their processes. The grids were built for flows going in just one direction. Now we will face flows going either way, from generation to consumers and the other way around. We've been integrated renewables. However, the scale of the renewables that we'll need to integrate is just massive. So the paradigm will change also. But especially this consumer active role that we are, let's say, pushing ahead for the energy transition so they can be under control and they can say when to recharge their electric vehicle or to connect the heat or to have the rooftop solar panel plant, right? So that's a transformation needed in all the processes. We will need a lot of technology and we will need a lot of innovation. I'm more confident on that because I think technology will be there. In Iberdrola, we created the Global Smart Grids Innovation Hub in Bilbao, and that's an ecosystem of experiencing new technology with local providers, with just to create the new technology that we need. What worries me more is the delivery of the capex that we need. So we, as regulated activity, need long, stable, and predictable, and also attractive regulatory frameworks. So we react to those incentives and to create a better deployment of the capex and also a better performing of our grids. And those should change into not so focused on reducing the cost, but into incentivizing the capex and the investment in the grid. So we should be investing now on the grids that we need in 10 years. So this kind of anticipatory investments, so that when you buy your electric vehicle and you want to charge it, then it's only a plug and play because the network is there, just for give you that service, and also with the best of the qualities.
And is this grids project, if you like, is that something that happens at a national level? I mean, it obviously does happen at a national level, but does it need to happen? Do you almost need to think of a Europe-wide grid? Or what can you think of it as enabling the grid on a sort of cross-border scale?
Well, obviously, the more meshed and the more interconnected that the grid is, the better in terms of quality of supply. So in that regard, interoperability is there, standardization is there. So the more common the protocols, the devices, all the equipment are, then the better for enabling this energy transition. And in terms of connections, that's one of for instance, the European Union is one of the fronts in which they are promoting the interconnection of different countries. However, I have to say that it's been a challenge for all these years, and I don't know whether in this next decade we will be able to not improve, but to get to a point in which that this problem is overcome. So it will take also a while. It's a huge challenge.
And it's a huge challenge, and you can get a bit lost in the technology of the challenge, if you like. But if you unlock the potential of the grid, and in turn you unlock the potential of renewables, there's a huge sort of economic and social benefits that come with that. So do we need to see these challenges with the grid against a backdrop of social and economic benefit and change?
Yes. First, I believe the most obvious economic benefit is the reduction of the bills. So the more the grids are able to integrate renewables, which is the cheapest source of energy, then the cheaper the energy component of the customers will be. So that's the first. Affordability is apart from sustainability and security of supply, affordability is the third pillar. And especially in these days in which economic stress is here, right? There's also a point in which that I like to highlight also about the grids. The grids, the beauty of the grids is that we are spread out throughout the territory. So we go up to the very last village or the very last customer in the territory, in the country. So we are able to create local industry, to create jobs, employment, to create also to capture local talent. So we're a real driver for suppliers, for people that are in the regions. And that's something that, for instance, when compared to a generation facility that is located on just one spot, is something that is differential for the electricity grids.
Mm. If we met again in a year's time and there was just one thing that could have happened in that year for the better, what would that one thing be? What's the one thing? What would your hope be for 2024?
Well, I believe this year we've been talking about the things we need to do the delivery to accelerate. It would be wonderful that in 1 year we will be able to say it's already happening. We just need some more time to get the investments deployed, but we're there and we have everything that we wanted.
Elena, Thank you very much for your insights today. And if you would like to hear more of those insights, then do please join the Enlit community.